What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. Welcome to Level Quest, a D&D 5e actual play set in our chaotic and elemental homebrew world of Illustera. Before we begin, just want to share with you a general trigger warning. We dig into stuff like body horror, addiction, coarse language occasionally. Not trying to traumatize anybody, so if that's upsetting, feel free to step away for a few minutes, and we hope you'll come back and join us soon. That said, I am Corey Keeney, your Dungeon Master, and I'm joined by several fantastic players below, the first of which, for some reason, his camera has vanished, so I will work on fixing that while he introduces himself from the void.
from the void. Rewind that. What's up, everyone? It's Dan, aka Embervis. I'm playing Calder Sage, a half-orc fighter. Lots of stuff going on with Calder. In the last couple of sessions, there was some conflict with him being caring more about his magic items than his new companions. Coupled that with, in the last session, few of the players hunted down Piro and Lucrius, and combat ensued, and Calder got his belt back, which was important. But more importantly than that, Calder, upon Piro being knocked unconscious, very quickly drug him out into the woods and brought him back to consciousness and told him to flee. And I think some of the party members are aware that happened, so Calder's going to have some explaining to do.
Hello, my name is Richard. I am playing Farndesja, but he likes to go by Dez. It's been a bit since I've done this intro. 3'3" tall halfling bard, awesome dude, but he's dead. Right now he's dead. So I'll be silent throughout half the session, or maybe the entire session. I don't know. But last session we figured out that he's still dead, and then the party recovered his cittern, his musical instrument capability. And some people in the chat are saying 39 inches. He is 39 inches. Yes.
39 inches. Yeah. Hi, my name is Robert, and I'm playing Farndesja. No, I'm just kidding. Maxwell. He's an aberrant mind sorcerer, and last session, Maxwell summoned a super cool fire elemental, and he was one of the only people that didn't lose control of it. So that goes for a round of applause right there. Yeah.
All right. Eric here playing Orson Turner. He is a monk, but most importantly, he is a master potter. Just trying to make his, way in the world, seeking adventure. Last session, he kind of pulled a rabbit out of his hat and threw a bunch of magical items to his friends. That summoned these elementals that just decimated Piro and his friends. Orson, not really having a background in magic, didn't quite understand what would happen with the elementals if control was lost, and he was punished for it, knocked unconscious, in fact. Not by his own, but by another one, and then the two had to be dealt with.
He was punished for it.
Hey everybody, it's me, Stefan, playing Theodoric Forest. Last session, both Theo and myself were learning something, primarily about making sure to read the character sheet and what it means for bonus actions. And like, oh wait, I can cast that. Yeah, so it's actually kind of fun because it fits the character. He's learning how to use his powers at the same time that I am. Also, last session it was really cool that having finally getting a chance to Theo and Orson finally having a chance to like talk and like, not necessarily bond, but just even being able to try to figure out like, hey, who we are, what our next move is. And so really looking forward to, I've been looking ever since that last week, I've been looking forward to tonight. So I'm ready.
Well, here we are. All right, with that, let's get this party started. So, previously in Illustera, after tracking General Mahdi to the mines and facing off with Pyrrho and Lucreus and all of them, and shenanigans running back to Vigor and then going back to the mine to catch them and missing them and chasing them down to the little abandoned village down below. The party bypassed an orc camp with some festering individuals. Not sure exactly what's going on there. You guys stealthed your way around that to not have to deal with it. Yeah, got the jump, quite the jump on Pyrrho and Lucreus and that orc, the orc of no name. Took out 2 of the 3, but the apparently druid orc fellow got away as Maxwell's firebolt shot off into the distance and missed the owl that he transformed into. Yeah, so with a couple items recovered and the plot to kidnap Buhan, the Asimar advisor to Throom's council, you guys settled on heading back to the cave where you were all reborn, about a month ago now, somewhere around there, to try and regroup, see if there's some sort of teleporter there, as Dawn clued you in on, and see if your friend Dez happens to be alive as well. So where we left off last time, you guys had camped kind of closer to the mountain a little bit, not wanting to stay in that town, and found yourself unpunished by wandering baddies or anything. So that's where we're picking up at the moment. Are you guys planning on heading straight there?
Well, I have a question first.
Okay.
In resting, did I ever identify the dagger?
Yes, you can
that I
have
took from
identified the
Pyrrho.
dagger. Ooh, I forgot to get that on there. Okay, I need a quick second to find where I put that. I rather love this thing. Where is that?
Also, Corey, can I trouble you for a little ambiance in my ears, my man?
You may. You are in the forest at the moment, so we'll add a little bit of that. And a little bit of our
Thank you, sir.
go-to music.
Thank you.
I really need to spend some time and futz with Syrinscape some more to get these lush soundscapes to be a little more varied and in-depth.
Luscious.
But yeah,
these lush soundscapes more luscious.
more lush.
I'd like to
More
think
flush.
the
We-
guitar you guys are hearing is Dez in the afterlife right now.
So we traveled overnight a little ways away, and then you gave us a point of fatigue, correct?
Yeah, you guys opted to not continue your rally, and you took 2 points of fatigue or strife, your choice. Maxwell had asked you in Discord. Hope you applied that to your sheet as well.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember why I took fatigue though, because I didn't rally at all.
Well,
I think you told me to take it for something though.
I
don't
might have.
remember why.
I wasn't. I guess I was a little lost on who exactly was using
wasn't
it. So.
okay.
It wasn't because of our march, was it?
I think that's what it was. I think because we marched all night after we.
Yes, that's what it
after
was.
we
That's
fought.
what it was.
Okay.
Yeah, you marched for
That's
a
what I
couple of
thought.
periods there.
Oh, I did not mark those. I should have how many? I'm sorry.
So I think you passed your march.
So I should just have
check. So
one
you
of
should
each.
have
Is
2 from rallying, and then you should be good to go.
Yep.
Okay,
one of
so
each.
as you guys are touching up sheets there, I will post the details of this dagger in chat. So, and I'll get this built on D&D Beyond, so you can actually add it into your inventory at some point.
Okay. Oh wow, it's a custom item.
Oh.
So the dagger, as mentioned, has this kind of wicked curve to the blade, and sort of a spidery butt is the pommel with legs wrapping around the handle there. This is called the Broodbane dagger.
What the fuck?
Children?
What the fuck?
Not
It
specifically
says any
children.
of. It doesn't. They don't have to be
Children of the stored item. So if I killed Orthan, like his whole family would take extra damage from this dagger.
His descendants, yeah.
Oh,
And
Jesus.
with some more limited actions, you can shift the ancestry or the generation of whatever's stored in it up or down to continue chasing a lineage around as needed.
What
Oh
in the?
my god, that is sick.
You like that little piece of terror?
What
Yeah,
a
that's-
savage!
I am
That's a
I am
unique
never
item.
letting this go.
Almost like it should be
Is it
stored back up at
is
the
it
top
a-
of the.
Does it require attunement, Corey?
Absolutely requires attunement.
Okay.
I'm curious why Pyro had this.
Yeah, same.
That is
Blood
interesting.
feud?
Oh, I think I figured it out in my brain, my player brain. Maxwell doesn't know it though. I'm writing
So-
this one down.
That's what you're that's what you're carrying around there.
Wow.
Okay. Upon waking up in the morning, the dagger tightly. Does it have a name?
Broodbane.
Broodbane. Thank you. Okay, Broodbane tucked into my bag. Well, let's get moving. Quicker we get up the mountain, the quicker we see if Dez is up there.
Yeah, that
Agreed.
sounds like a plan.
Okay. So what is your what's your pathing here? Are you guys like marching through here, let me pull up the region map.
Oh yeah, because we could go to the wall and then potentially climb, or we go over to the aqueduct and around. Correct?
So interestingly, I don't think that our viewers can see our mouses moving around on the screen at the moment. It doesn't look like it, which probably is for the best. The VTT we use had an update, and now we can like see each other's cursors moving around. Yeah, so you guys are camped out currently, like right here, kind of at the edge of this. Moving much farther, you're going to start getting into the mucky swamp area. So really your options are like hug the mountain wall and work your way around to the aqueduct and try to climb that. You could go all the way to the back corner where the vines are dangling down and try to climb those. You can make your way straight down to the ruins. You know, there's kind of a loose road that goes that way, and then another little path that heads back toward that back wall. So yeah, just kind of want to know where you guys are going and what you're trying to do here.
I think Calder's vote would be to, well, I think we should go back. And as much as I know that some of you aren't going to want to climb those vines, might be kind of important to see if Elishore has seen any movement lately.
Yeah.
Oh, called it. I believe we had to jump the last 15 feet or so. Not quite sure how we would get up to the vines.
The vines are just cut off so that they don't trail all the way down to the ground.
Okay.
It's
'Cause we
still
had
a rocky
jumped, didn't
cliff
we?
face.
Oh, gotcha.
I don't think you had to jump. I guess I don't recall. But it's
Okay.
a rocky cliff face. It's relatively climbable.
Okay.
15 feet's not a lot either. We could build some sort of ladder.
You might be hauling me up. Not much of a climber.
And that was the most direct path, correct? Like that was the quickest path, whatever was going to be to climb back up the wall.
The vines
I know that-
would be the most direct path, yes.
I think we've all had some visions and different things. In my visions, I've seen a man go down the aqueduct several times. Might be worth checking it out. Maybe it's an easier way up, down, without the risk of, death
What about
from
Elishore?
falling. I mean, he's lived there forever. What's the concern?
We can see him when we
Well-
walk down.
I could agree with that. So, up the aqueduct, down the vines.
If we can't find a way, if we can't figure out a way to teleport out, it'd probably be yes. I agree with that.
Oh, but if we teleport out, then we miss Elishore altogether.
Oh,
I'm
we can
not
just go
saying
down
he needs
and
some
up.
sort of rescuing. I'm just saying it might be pertinent to check in with him, see if he's seen any movement at the runes lately.
He was
It
only
seemed like a man
about
that really paid attention.
he was only about half, 3/4 of a day away from your cave, so it wouldn't be a terribly far jaunt if you wanted to go visit him before teleporting away.
Yeah, we don't even know if if we'll have to wait for him. We may have time.
That's true. And really, movement at the runes is not important information right now. I'm losing sight of what we're doing here. Getting back to Throom's the most important thing at the moment.
Figuring out what happened to Des, getting back to Throom so we can help, so we can get ahead of the trial. Those are our priorities right now, and also warning them about the potential kidnapping of the Asuma.
Oh
That's
my
right.
God, guys! All the time that Des has lost for lawyering for Keith, he hasn't been able to prepare.
Oh no!
Oh,
The tragedy.
let's hurry!
Century.
Let's march! Take off!
I follow.
Okay, so where are y'all going?
I'd say we hug the mountain towards the aqueduct.
I'm gonna go ahead
Avoid
and
the undead.
okay. Yeah, to avoid leaving Des bored and out in the cold for too terribly long, I'm gonna skip random encounters and stuff on the way there, and we'll see what happens on the way out. They might get doubled.
Might have to go right back.
Okay, so you guys spend the better part of a day making your way along the edge of the swamp, kind of hugging the mountain's edge where where you've got basically half of your field of vision you don't have to worry about, just keeping a close eye on the stillness that kind of pervades this land. You come to the aqueduct. Water is still flooding down it in this spring season as the snow melts from the mountain starts to rush down, keeping everything just kind of damp and dewy and misty around here. Yeah, so it's as you approach this structure, it's not in great shape. It was clearly very well built at one point, but hasn't really been maintained. You can see bits of the stone have crumbled in parts. The whole thing is kind of in disrepair, but it does look relatively climbable. Mahdi made his way up here at some point. And Orson, you actually know exactly where he climbed up, since you were the one who witnessed that.
Sure.
So
there's no obvious ladder or stairs or pathway though.
It doesn't look like there's an obvious ladder or anything. It's more like this pillar of stone is kind of disjointed a little bit, so there are a lot of hand and footholds. Looks like that's probably what he was using to get himself up there. So it rises. It rises maybe 20 or 30 feet to kind of the next tier of the structure before it arches up again to more heights. But from that point, you'd be on kind of like a little outcropping ledge that you could walk back and explore up there a little more.
Got it. Well, this is where Mahdi climbed up that one night when we were chasing after him. Might be safer to climb here. Looks like there's some resting areas above. Or we hit the vines.
No time like the present.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Maybe how much rope do we have? Maybe one of our strong climbers climbs up and can help the others.
I have pipe and tobacco. That helps.
I don't know if we have any rope.
Well, Maxwell, once we get to the top and we need a little relax after the climb, I might take you up on that.
I have 50 foot of rope.
Oh,
good. I will hold my hand out to take the rope.
I will hand him the rope.
I also have 50 feet of rope. So I'll throw 100 feet of rope over my shoulder, and I will begin to climb.
Okay, go ahead and give me an athletics check.
You tuned to that belt again?
Oh, of course I did.
First thing he did.
Right, you got it back.
First
That's
thing
right.
I did.
Before
Forgot about
he didn't bury Pyro,
Oh,
he
look at
reattuned.
that. Excuse me. Don't talk about that. We haven't talked about it yet. Don't talk about that. We can't talk about that.
Okay.
26, sir.
Easy peasy for you. You've got that same strong build that Madi had, and with your size, you easily get up to the second ledge here. As you pop up to the top, you can see that there is a little bit of a little remnants of a little camp on this spot where he was hanging out. You don't see any recent activity. It doesn't look like he's been here probably since your encounter with him around this area. But easy enough to tie the rope off and toss it down for everybody else.
Okay.
Climbing a rope against a pillar with some decent handholds and stuff. I'm not going to make anybody else roll for this. You all can easily get up to this little ledge.
That's good.
As I see them start climbing, I'm just gonna start climbing the next section with more rope, and just continue to do that.
Okay.
At least until they get back up to me with the first rope. You know what I mean?
Sure. So the aqueduct is in 3 tiers. So if you want to get up to the top of it, there will be two more athletics checks involved to kind of secure each tier. Does that make sense?
Yeah. There's the second one. 13.
13. Where's my thing?
I should have taken a break, boys.
13 is what you needed here.
Oh, and the third one. 16.
You're good to go. Okay, so with you guys, with Calder leading the way, ties the rope off and gets you all the way up to the top of this aqueduct. You're easily like 100 feet off the ground at this point. And the third ledge, so the second ledge is drippy and a little wet. As you go up toward the third one, the pillars actually start to get kind of slippery. The water is not, and once you get to the top, you can see why. The water is not running cleanly down this channel like it probably once did. Various, I don't know, earthquakes or just decay or whatever have kind of shaken and cracked this whole thing. Not irreparable, but it would take a lot of work. And the water that is running down the channel from the mountains is pretty fierce. At this time of year, there's a lot of snow coming off these peaks. But you guys are all able to get up to the top, and there are little walkway channels kind of on either side of this maybe 10 or 15 foot gap down the middle where this tiny river is just surging along there.
How low is like the middle, like the depression in the middle, I guess? How low is
like
that?
the channel where the water is?
Yeah, that's a better way to put it.
You'd just looking at it, probably, I don't know, 10 feet or so.
I'm going to summon Pebble in my hands. I'm just like this. And I'm just looking at his face, and I'm just like, Pebble, there's water. Go. And then I'm just gonna have him have fun and just relax and just swim. I guess a little bit ahead of us too, if he wants to.
Okay.
Water.
Yeah, you toss him into the water, and as happy as he is to see it, and he's kind of like squirming in your hands, trying to get loose and get into it. Hasn't been a lot of fresh water that you've been around for a while. He gets in and starts swimming and trying to push his way up current and jump a little bit. And you can see he's kind of struggling. This does have a pretty swift current coming out of it. So he stays in the water and he's keeping pace with you, but he's certainly not soaring ahead by any means.
Okay.
Don't fall in.
Sure, Pebble was going down them aqueduct.
If he gets too far, he's coming back.
Like getting on a treadmill that's going too fast.
Yeah.
Exactly.
See ya.
All right, so looking up the aqueduct here, or I guess from this point, you've got a really nice view of kind of the valley ruins below, and this whole little surrounding area. Your perceptions. Calder, actually, you notice that down in the center of the ruins, that kind of fog has burned off at this point of the day as the sun starts to drop. You notice that tree that you guys murdered in the middle of that little graveyard is still standing there. It seems to be regrown. Not chopped to pieces and sagging and acid pitted as you left it previously.
For now, I'm just gonna keep that information to myself.
Okay. All right, so looking the other direction up the aqueduct toward the mountains, it comes straight out of one of these large stone faces, as though you would have to essentially walk through this tunnel to get into the mountain proper and find some kind of climbable or some kind of path around to your cave. Might be able to climb around the side, although that looks a little risky to you. And I will also add that night is rapidly approaching. You've got maybe an hour or so of light left in the day.
Did we see our cave from here? Or I can't remember how far away it was.
It's a ways away. You've probably got, coming up this way, you've probably got about, let me measure this out here. 2, 3. Probably about a day to get back to like Elishor's cave, and then another half to 3/4 of a day up to your stronghold.
Oh, geez. Okay.
So it adds about a day to your journey, but probably the safer of choice between the two.
Okay. Well, should we rest? Make camp? Travel a little bit more, make camp? What do you guys think?
What's another 24 hours? This seems like a good spot.
The longer we take, the more time we give Des to build this case by himself without distraction. So,
Good point.
So from where we're at, just to be clear, I can still see that tree, yeah?
Yeah, you can see it for now. Once the sun fully falls behind the mountains, you won't really be able to see the valley very well.
Theo, listen, I know Des is important to you, and I've said and done some things that have made you question if I share the same importance, and I don't want you to take this as me trying to point us in another direction. I feel like you should be aware. You recognize that?
And I'm just going to point down at the tree.
Not how I last remember it.
Nor I. Concerning. Not our priority, but
No, but it's definitely worth it. Definitely something worth. Remind me, Corey, that the tree was definitely radiating like unhallowed evil and all that crud when I did my detect evil in that area, correct?
It did, yes.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah, registered as undead.
walking corpses, trees that swing branches like giant hammers. I mean, something's growing down there. The fact that thing is standing upright again is, be frank with you, it kind of scares the shit out of me.
It's concerning, to be sure. It's. I think that it might be part of the mystery that is the ruins.
Well, just felt like it wasn't something I should keep to myself.
And Calder will kind of saunter away at that point and go sit down by the campfire, maybe.
All right. Any other chit chat or conversations you guys want to have before we pick things up again here?
Orson's going to be sitting by the fire, and he's got his lump of clay out, and he's controlling it with his elemental stuff, spinning it and practice turning with it in the air.
Oh.
Fun.
Really quick, do you got who gets spell slots back after a short rest? Don't you get half of them back?
Nope.
No, that's only after a long rest in the wilderness. We get half of them back.
Oh,
If you want to
Why?
rally in the woods, you can get some back.
What do you need spell slots for?
well, my ring of spell storing is empty.
How is your ring empty?
Well, that last fight, I used I had to heal myself.
Interesting.
Don't remember you being hit.
Yeah, it happened when you were on the ground, I think.
Viable.
Well, I guess for now, I will unattune to the ring of spell storing, and I'll attune to this dagger, even though
okay.
it won't be in my inventory. I'm just
I
going to
see.
attune to it.
I don't have any spells for you, bud, so I can't.
Yeah. Just questioning my honor.
I mean, yeah. I mean, no, it's just a question. You take it
And
whatever
to
you want.
answer your question, I only have one of my regular spell slots still available.
It's okay. I'll save this ring for later.
And I'll just put it in my pocket, and I'll then spend my evening attuning to the dagger.
Okay.
I'm going to just. I don't have any materials, but I'm going to just kind of wipe some dirt off my feet, maybe get some of the water and clean my shoes a little bit, just trying to look as nice and presentable. I'll do the same thing with my clothes, but I'll put a special attention towards my shoes. And
Okay.
yeah.
Once attuned to this dagger, do I notice anything differently about it?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Just making sure.
So you guys, with the wind kind of
Wait.
whip.
Sorry, I'm sorry. Is there currently a spirit in it? What is the last essence inside of it? Would I know that?
Ooh.
Oh.
That is a very interesting question. You can use one of the 3-a-day actions to identify the direction and distance. That is all you're able to determine.
Holy
Oh
shit.
boy.
I'll do it. I'll do that. I want to know.
Okay. It is. Oh boy, I gotta get my map out for a second.
Sorry, tell me it's Broodbane.
Yeah.
Does this play
Guys, vote in the poll. Vote in the poll. Oh, it's our.
Poll's over.
Oh, it's already over.
And do you agree with Calder's choice to set Piro free? Hell yes, hell no. The winner is hell no.
4 to 0.
4 was it just you 4? Was it you 4 that
I
voted?
I will not say if I voted or not.
Yeah, you. That's right.
Actually, I did
okay.
vote, but you'll never guess what I voted. You'll never know.
Yeah. Of course. Okay.
The result you're getting is what would that be? East southeast. Roughly 700 miles.
East, south.
What's he doing down there?
700 miles?
700 miles.
Wow.
Below Cardok.
Damn, it's not what I thought it was then. Never mind.
Okay. Yeah, I had a feeling it was going to be like you're standing on it.
Actually, it's closer to 1,000 miles.
That
He
would have
didn't
been,
stab you with it.
that would have been sick, though.
So 1,000 miles, so south of Kardak.
Um,
Closer
so
to Corridor?
go ahead and give
Corridor?
me a what would this be? I guess give me just a general intelligence check or survival, either one.
Oh, I mean, intelligence, I get a +2. I'll roll general intelligence. Oh, shit. Are
Yeah.
you sure there's no way I can rely on my muscles for this?
Muscle memory.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, southeast of Cardok sounds about right.
Okay.
There's a lot of area past that, but that's about all as much as you can gather here.
And there's no like feeling or recollection of what exactly the essence is. Just a thing, a person.
Nope. Yeah, you know there
okay.
is some sort of essence stored inside of it.
Okay. That's
Okay.
it. That's what I got. Yep.
Yeah, that was an interesting question. So you guys buckle down with the wind kind of whipping by at this exposed upper altitude. You tuck into the edge of the cave where it starts to go inside the mountain here to get a little bit of shelter for your fire and settle in for the night unhindered, and awaken in the morning and start the journey kind of through this cave a little bit, trying to get around and back to your stronghold. The day is uneventful. You do find yourself a little lost at one point the next day as you're trying to kind of piece your way through these mountains and end up off course a little bit. You lose about a half a day of travel. But between once you get back on the right track, it's fairly straightforward. So you spend about the next 2 days making your way back to the cave. You do pass by Elishor's place on your way. And as you poke your heads in, he is not there. And there actually is no fire going or anything at the moment. So he is somewhere. Maybe
collecting wood for carving.
Probably, yeah.
He's 1,000 miles away southeast.
He carves vines or weaves vines. He doesn't carve them. It's in his name, Vine Weaver.
Vine carver.
I just have to say that, maybe I was thinking about the holidays and stuff like that because the note that I put for Elishor was the elf on the mountain shelf.
I love that.
The elf on the mountain shelf.
I'm gonna write that
God.
down.
Okay.
Now Corey's gonna make him devious. Thanks.
No, he's just watching everything, and he's like, "What are you guys doing?"
Okay, so you guys make your way up the mountain. It takes a second to find the actual entrance. It's still snowy up at this elevation, but you haven't really approached the place from this angle at first or before. So it takes you a hot minute. And as you come in the front door there, we're going to pause for a second and flip to Dez.
It's all about me.
There's only white, and that is all you have ever known. You awaken naked once again in this cave, standing before this enormous sphere as you did a few times a month earlier. Exact same circumstances, except this time you are alone. It's just you with a few shreds of cloth on the rack to the side. Everything else looks fairly untouched. The cave itself is drippy and damp. The hole in the ceiling that looks straight up, there's pretty regular dripping of water that's hitting the floor and pooling and running into little rivulets that disappear underneath the rubble in the northwest corner of the chamber somewhere. What are you doing?
I have an idea, but I don't want to say it out loud until the party comes into the cave. Dez will freak out and he'll reach over his back, realize he doesn't have his citron with him, kind of be bummed out, and then he'll put on some clothes and start preparing for what I have in my mind.
Okay. All right. You get dressed. I will remind you about the party loot and the items and things in there if you want to equip yourself with anything at all. Since metagaming, you know exactly which items have been recovered. Yeah. So you kind of hang out and enjoy the peace of this cave. Go into the central chamber where that pot, the fire underneath it, is constantly burning. Grab some of the expired food stores, what's left of it that's salvageable, and you wait.
Des will also grab the brazier
Okay.
and bring it towards the entrance of the cave, like drag it slowly but surely.
That is going to be an impossibility at the moment. You guys carved like a path you could crawl through in that tunnel, but there's still rubble all over the place. It'll take a bit of time to clean this place up and make it actually functional again.
Well, yeah, I guess he's just gonna do that. He's just gonna vibe,
Okay.
and prepare for what I have in store.
You vibe and wait, and
I caught a vibe.
the day passes. Night falls. Nobody shows up.
Oh man, how many days is it gonna be?
Wait, okay, hold on. This is funny. Okay, first day, nobody shows up. I cried. All right. Well, I gotta start preparing something.
Where are you
Can't
sleeping?
move this. He'll sleep right by the brazier.
Just on the cold stone floor.
Not in the beds.
Oh, are you stupid? I feel so unsafe without anybody else around me. And the fire elemental's all the warmth I need. Like the thought of that is all the warmth I
that's
need.
true.
All right, and it only lasts an hour, but you cherish that for when you need it most.
I gotta step away for a moment, guys.
Okay.
And then Des on day 2, he's probably gonna be cooking some like bacon, whatever they got in here.
Bacon.
He's gonna think about going down to Aloe Shore, and he's like, maybe that'll wait another day. And then he's just gonna do some tasks around. He's gonna experiment with safety protocols. So he'll probably like try to set a trap, but hilariously fail at it throughout the whole day and get super upset.
Here, I'll
Then
remind everyone where we're at the moment.
sweet. His dead
Been a while.
body's just there. I'm not dead. I'm alive. Some dignity. Wait, I need to give myself
Des.
hit points. I'm gonna give myself hit points. Oh,
All right, so day
That's a
2.
good question.
There are go ahead. I would like you to give me an investigation or a survival check to find sustenance here.
sustenance.
So I think you guys took all of the good berries with you, didn't you?
We did.
Oh my god,
Okay.
that's true.
You scrape together the last little remnants. Like the meat is pretty much gone. That all rotted away a long time ago. You find some mild, some like a little jar of like really crystallized honey that you really got to melt down to get into a little bit. That bear carcass that you guys left here is still here and rotting away a little bit, but that meat's definitely not any good. You basically you scrounge together enough to keep yourself going for a couple days. Yeah, and the second day comes and goes, and nobody shows up.
So sad.
So yeah, I guess how long do you think you will wait, or are there things you want to do here while you hope that they turn up?
I will do a couple things, but I want to make sure this base is fortified if Dez is inside of it.
Okay.
I'm gonna be eyeing that acid elemental jar the whole time, thinking about traps. Yep. But I will eventually come up with a plan, and enact this said plan that the players are likely going to experience. And that'll probably take me the whole day. But throughout the other days that they are not here, I'll probably just be looking around. I knew there was something about a teleporter, so I'm curious. So the food scraps that I got, was that only for day one? So do I have to like look for
With a
more food?
24, you've salvaged about 3 days worth of food out of this place.
Gotcha. Okay. Who? I don't feel comfortable going out myself. So I can't even hunt. Like I'm screwed. I have no practical uses.
Can he cook our dead bodies by chance? I mean, there should be a bunch of those there.
I think you're spoiled at this point.
I will. Yeah, I'll just try to experiment with the teleporter. Look at this door. Here. Oh, yeah, on the left side. Oh, am I orange now? Is that my thing? Why was it orange?
Oh,
Or is that somebody else?
It's purple to me.
You're purple.
Oh, but orange
Oh.
pops. Interesting.
Oh.
I have no clue why. And then I'll like mess around with that door. I'll mess around with these 2 doors as well. I know there's a bunch of rubble in there. I'll probably like dig some out, get too tired, and just stop. I need to conserve energy. That's my excuse. So yeah, that's pretty much all I'm gonna really do.
Okay, go ahead and give me an investigation and an athletics check.
Ooh, athletics. Hopefully my athletics is good. Ugh.
Great.
So
Great
good.
athletics.
Yeah, you okay, so scoping out the door, and you're a fairly intelligent, learned fellow. Knowing a little more about what you know about what's going on, which is pretty limited still, you do come across a couple little markings on the door that read as though they are old Elvish, like old Elvish, like Shakespearean kind of, like an old dialect, or like runes that aren't really common anymore to be used. So you make note of that, but there still doesn't seem to be any clear way to open that chamber or whatever's behind that. And the digging in the rubble, your tiny hands with your not enough nourishment are not really making any progress. Both of those passages remain impassable at the moment. Your 3rd day comes and goes. A 4th day comes and goes.
Oh god.
A 5th, a 6th.
Damn.
I would like you to go ahead and make me 3 Constitution saves, please.
How many days have we been away from him? Interesting.
Not that much.
I didn't think so.
Weird.
Well, it would have been 1,
Okay.
2, 3.
So Des, I mean, you're a little guy, but you got an appetite, man. The hunger sets in pretty viciously at first, and then it kind of wanes for a bit as you start to settle into the lack of activity, and then it just starts gnawing your gut away again. I would like you to take 2 points of fatigue, please.
Oh, dang.
2?
I may or may not be inclined to die in the wilderness now.
Inclined.
As you're getting to that, starting to get to that point of wondering if you really can stay here, you start to hear commotion at the front of the cave. You hear
I get ready.
a little bit. You hear some rocks clanking around. You hear the echo of metal plates banging against each other, and a few voices start trickling their way into the cave. The rest of the party, you arrive and are able to start making your way inside. I don't know if you're able to grab your own tokens, so I will add you here.
Okay. I don't remember Calder getting hit at all. Do you guys remember him getting hit? I don't understand why his ring is empty. I don't.
Theo just looks at Orson for just a full long few seconds. Just. I suppose it might be prudent to ask which spells he cast.
Weird.
But when we get inside, Theo immediately is looking for Des.
Okay.
Oh, weird.
When the
It's
party
like when we
enters
move our.
this room, they see my plan in action. They see 14 different 39-inch tall snowmen covering the room, staring at the front door. It's like if you've seen The Office, it's Jim. It's Jim in the parking lot. It's that.
Oh my god, I love that episode. Oh my god.
Well, actually, no. All I can think about right now is all I can think of is The Shining. Actually, it's like, Des, are you all right?
all the snowmen have little rocks from the rubble, like staring at the door.
Uh, are any of the torches on, or is it dark in here?
The torches are on. Well, I guess
Oh, okay.
unless Des put them out. I presume they would stay on though.
Yeah, I would put them on.
Okay. It's fine.
They might melt the snowman. No,
All right.
like I said, immediately upon entering the room, Des, where are you? Are you here? I think you must be, but
You see in one of the snowmen,
Maybe he's over here.
the snow, like the snow moves a tiny bit. I'm a bit stuck here. I need help.
It melted and refroze
No
around
way.
him overnight.
No way.
Theo immediately goes over, like brushing him off. Wraps him up.
Hi guys.
Takes off his cloak and wraps him up in it. It's like,
Jesus, I thought you were intruders. I didn't think you guys were you. What a
what
sigh
are
of
you
relief.
doing in the coldest room, Des?
I was trying to defend myself. What else can I do? I don't have a sword. I only have my words. So I had to come up with some crazy clever tactic to outwit my enemy. And I hope that worked for you guys, but you guys aren't my enemy. So
In the bedroom to the south.
Much better.
Oh wait, that's right. Oh, okay, there we go. We're all the way over here. There wasn't a fireplace or anything like that in that room, was there?
In the bedrooms, no. There's the kind of the cooking stove here, and that was the only real fire point. I guess it would make sense for there to be a fireplace in the bedrooms, wouldn't it? There are fireplaces somewhere in the bedrooms.
Okay.
Below the painting.
Des, what have you eaten?
literally absolutely nothing. I'm actually starving right now. It's been gnawing at me for a couple of days. I would love some food.
When
Can't eat too much.
when we found his dead body, all of his magic items were taken away. Were like his rations or anything like that? Were those left on his body?
I think I don't know about that one. The rations are still on his body.
The rations would have okay.
Yeah, so you were able to recover his good berries.
Okay. I want to go ahead and give him those back. And did you have any rations when you?
On that note,
a one-day rush.
Everybody else, please take off 4 good berries or whatever you're eating on this
Well,
journey
4
back
food.
home.
Damn. I'm going to take out Pebble, and I'm going to be like, Pebble, Des is really hungry. Please,
Not water.
I'm gonna feed him.
you have. I know you're also
What
hungry
a
too,
gift.
but we need to. Sharing is caring, and I feel like this situation's pressing. And so, Pebble, I assume he knows what has to be done. He's going to start regurgitating his food.
What the heck? I thought I was going to eat the penguin. He starts walking.
That's what I
slowly
thought you
to Pebble. He starts walking slowly to Pebble, like his eyes are in a trance. He's so hungry. He looks so yummy, Pebble.
How long you been up?
I've been up for 6 days, I think, something like that. I had a bit of food for the first 3,
Pretty
but
quick.
for the other 3, I didn't really have Food.
How many days has it been since he died?
Sorry,
Corey?
can I eat first? I'm really hungry, guys.
I'm asking Corey. You can eat all you want.
Oh,
Yeah, like
Um,
Theo would have given any of his equipment that we were able to recover back, as well as making sure that he gets it to turn back. Whoever grabbed that,
yeah.
just be like, oh, yes. By the way, you
Maxwell
dropped
has
this.
the Saturn.
my Saturn! Oh, I never thought I'd see you again. Oh,
Yeah, unfortunately, you can't be Dragon Boy anymore, though.
what happened to my mask?
Those people stole it.
We gotta kill them. Make sure there's nothing left of them.
We definitely killed 2 of them.
Two.
Yeah. Calder buried one of them too, and the other one I saw with my own eyes. So
But where'd my Saturn? Where's my mask? Do I have my
We're
staff?
thinking,
Did somebody get my staff?
no, the remember the big ogre that made the stone walls and such
Yeah.
in the cave? He had your staff for sure. He turned into a bird and flew away.
A bird.
So, yeah, an owl
A bird?
bird.
it's crazy. I didn't believe it myself.
Maxwell tried to shoot him, but he missed.
Oh man.
I tried.
Well, first you
It's hard to shoot a bird in the air. I mean,
It's a bird. Jesus.
By the way, Des, sorry that you didn't keep up with me. I'm not used to being so fast, and I kind of
You know what, Orson?
left
know
you
what?
behind, I guess.
You know what, Orson? I don't even want to talk to you right now. I don't want to talk about that. All right.
I mean, Max didn't save you either.
Hey, it's me and Pebble or him. So, had to be done.
Gotta work on your.
It's fine.
You
You let me
strive.
die, okay? I really see how my friendship, what it means to you, okay? I really see that now. It's all clear. It's all clear.
I
Well,
mean,
you're
you seem
alive.
fine.
Theo,
Fine.
You don't appreciate me. It's fine. You know, we can just live our
We came
lives
back-
together, and we don't, even though we don't want to coexist together, we have to because we're bound by the stupid fate that we keep
You-
reappearing every time we die.
You need to eat some food. You're
I
very-
know I don't. I already ate, Orson. I already ate.
Oh god, he's hangry.
No,
we came back. Have you had 6 days have you been preparing for the trial?
Oh shoot! I have a trial. Oh my god! I forgot. I was so caught up in my own survival because nobody was here.
We came back as
Theo,
fast as we
Theo
could.
just looked over at the snowman and then just.
I had to focus on myself because nobody else focused on me out there. Okay. I don't know.
Whoa.
I just feel a bit abandoned. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, we
Yes,
came back
I
for you.
apologize.
We came back for your body. We buried it.
Oh, that's a very nice condolence. I appreciate that very much.
Des, I apologize that I let you down again.
Theo, you didn't let me down, okay? You weren't even there. It was Orson and Maxwell's fault. That's it. Calder's fault, but it wasn't your fault.
it
Well,
was mostly Calder's fault, though.
it was
No,
mostly
no.
Calder's fault.
Look, I usually joke about Calder, and it's always been his fault, but it's your guys' fault that I died. I could have lived.
I mean, you need to
could've-
take some self responsibility here too.
Yeah. Sure. I tried to run, but nobody saved me. I needed help. I did.
You did need help. We all need to work together from now on. Again, we are bound by fate. We are bound by this place.
We should split the party, maybe. We can keep the party together.
Always. We'll all end up here anyways. But well, I don't know how strong we are, but separate still. I'm still trying to figure out what I can do, what I can accomplish. But Des, have you spent any time investigating these ruins anymore?
I mean, I tried, but again, I was so caught up in my own survival. I mean, I was alone most of the time, but
Understood.
I woke up, so
Well, very.
strong.
We had a long journey here. I think we should all come in and
Yeah.
maybe you guys want to come out of it. Maybe you guys want to come in
such a
from.
long journey, or
You didn't even have to walk here. What are you talking about?
I just saw
Easiest way
one.
back. Easiest way back I've ever heard.
No, it is not. It sucked. It sucked.
Hey, I got knocked out again. Trying to get your stuff back.
Going unconscious. Okay, sure. Let's equate that to death.
So, remind me, Corey, because it's been so long since we've been here. The area that was surrounding the cave and everything like that, was there anything that could be foraged for food?
It was pretty stark when you got here. It was like the very edge of winter. Nothing had really been growing yet. Foraging would have been pretty tough. Looks like there's a little bit of growth happening, but you're pretty high up in the mountains here. I think of this as like not. This is going to mean nothing to anybody. Never mind. Yeah, a little bit of foraging possible, but it's not plentiful.
Okay.
Are we above the tree line, like
You are
altitude wise?
You are pretty close to above the tree line. Yeah.
Okay, over 10,000 ish.
I'm going to walk towards the orb. And I just want to interact with it and just try to see anything about like the teleportation mechanism that was brought up to us. Or that Don brought up to us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to touch on something Stefan asked really quick here about timing. So Dez, the day Dez passed was the all right, I'm just going to use my calendar lingo and I'll translate if needed. Was on the 4th star's day of first thaw, which is the first month of the year. So he died on the last day of the first month.
New Year's.
He died on the last day. So he came back the next day.
He came back the next day, yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, wow.
And how many days were we up this last go around?
Like since you spawned
and left the cave that last time, when we spawned and left the cave.
Oh, that's an interesting question.
Good question, Stefan.
Boy, just a second.
It's probably a red herring, but I'm curious.
Could be.
I've got that
There's
information.
one way to find out. We could murder someone, see how quickly they come back.
So that was 2, 1. It's been about a month since you came back the previous time.
Okay.
Because the first time when we died from exposure, we never really had a good idea of how long we had been dead.
Correct.
Yeah.
Nor the next
Correct.
time even. You knew that it had been a little bit, but it was cold, so your bodies
Longer
were still
than a
kind of
day.
preserved. Yeah. Yeah, you gathered, I think when you started interacting with people again, like when you got to the inn that first time, when Maxwell saw his first creepy thing that only he could see and everything, it was roughly the middle of first thaw. And it's been about 2 weeks since then, so it was probably around the start of the month when you guys came back, kind of walking it backwards.
Orson's gonna go into the bedroom and stare at the painting.
It soothes you a bit. Maxwell,
After fighting with Dez for a while.
Too soon. Oh no, +2 soon.
It's such a nice painting.
you sit
Find
on
your happy place.
you sit on the edge of this bed that's not like in good shape, but there's some blankets on it. Stuff could have kept warm there maybe, instead of becoming an icicle. Maxwell, you head back to the sphere. And what are you doing with this?
I am just going to try to figure out if there's any inkling of like the teleportation mechanism, or like I'm just gonna be like teleportation, teleport in my head a bunch to see if it does anything.
Okay. Give me an intelligence check.
Oh, I don't know about that one.
Okay. So you kind of you put your hands out and you try to focus on teleportation, and the stone panels that are shifting around this thing kind of slow as you place your hands out, as they've done previously. And as you're focusing on this specific thought, trying to figure out these teleportation powers, nothing in particular happens, but you get this flash of memory, as you've had several times previously, of Unriat standing in a wood-paneled room, and something like holding this little like glass orb or something in his hand, and the image kind of shifts and blurs a little bit, and you see this contraption in the center of this room, and he places the orb on it, and then the memory just kind of you pull out of it, and everything vanishes.
So, if I'm getting this right, he's in a different room. It's wood, but he has this orb. He puts it in the contraption. Does the contraption look like this sphere
It does
type
not
thing?
look like this sphere, no.
But okay, so I'm just assuming that it's suggesting that I have to put something in this in order to make it work. I have no clue what to do. um, I damn, I don't even have that anything. I'm just gonna go back to the party and be like, well, that's a bust. Apparently, I think I have to put like an orb or just something, um, in the contraption, and maybe open sesame, the door will work, or we'll be teleported to a different plane, a different place. Yeah.
Right.
The contraption that he was looking at did not look like this sphere.
Mm.
And it was definitely not the room that this sphere is in. The sphere is in this
Yeah.
like stone chamber, like kind of a very roughly carved, not even room necessarily. Yeah, it was definitely like a wood paneled, like a nicely appointed section or something.
You know, I remember Dawn mentioning that Unriat and her were looking for a portal when they were in town last. I'm wondering if they actually found it.
That's interesting.
Orson.
Uh,
Oh god.
go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was gonna just say Orson never investigated this room last time we were here, so he'd like to take a look around. He knows about the orb thing that makes the acid guy come out, so he's going to avoid that.
Stay away from that table. Yeah, it's still sitting there. That little jar with green still liquid is still pulsing with this light from inside of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this room got a pretty quick toss last time. Dez and Theo popped in here, saw the body behind the desk.
Yeah.
And then everything kind of went to shit after that.
Right.
And then we died.
And
biggie.
then you died. So the let's see, let me find that. I'm having to go back into my session 1 notes here and pick up where we left off. So in this room, yeah, as they saw, everything is pockmarked with what you now know are probably sprays of acid that have driven into everything. The bookcase is kind of collapsed. Theo, I believe, found the little stone in the floor that pulled up, and there was a little notebook inside along with that cracked crystal sphere.
Yep.
There, I don't think anybody touched anything that was on the desk last time you were here, did they?
Definitely not me.
We're gonna say no.
I don't think so.
So on the desk there are papers and pen. Looks like the inkwell has completely dried and is useless at this point. And there is kind of a flat-bottomed orb sitting on the desk. Looks like a paperweight or something. Like it's being used to hold down a couple pieces. The book is open and looks to be filled with notes in kind of a nice tight hand. It is damaged as well, just like everything in here, but you're able to read through some bits and pieces of it.
All right.
Yeah, so what are you doing with all this? Both of the passageways to your left and right are pretty collapsed with rubble at the moment.
Completely covered. Is there like drawers or anything on this desk?
Yeah, there are filled with more notes, backup quills and things like that. You've
Anything coherent that seems useful? Logs or explanations of the orb or a journal or something?
Yeah, you're able to read through bits and pieces of this book. You do see a couple runes marked with the names of locations. You see one that reads Dokalanthiel next to it. You find another one that reads the Brass Fortress. There are a couple. Most of it is pretty torn apart.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there anything in relation to that white door in the table room, in the res room?
Nothing
That
obvious.
stands out,
No.
at least. Okay.
No. Although I would like you to give me an investigation check here.
Sure. Six.
Ooh.
All right. Yeah, you've got an orb and a book. The only the other thing, the one note that is still pretty clearly legible in that book, and is underlined a couple times. It says, "One at a time. We don't need more Felgars."
One
I'm gonna write that down.
a time. We don't
My
need
WPM.
more bell guards.
Felgars.
Gars. Got it. Okay. One at a time. All right. Anything on the bookshelf? I think you said it was collapsed. but-
It is, yeah. I think they grabbed the interesting stuff out of that previously.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, then if that room is tossed, I'll probably just. And you said these look pretty. I mean, no light, no nothing shining through these door.
There is
Areas.
a little bit of light coming out the one on the left, like really, really faintly through all of this rubble, but it's something that you're gonna have to work at to clear if you want to see if you're able to get to whatever's back there.
Orson will tell Calder about that. Big heavy stones in the way.
Set him to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Calder. There's a bunch of stones. Not really my thing. I think you should move them. We get into these other rooms.
Oh, sure. Just because I got the
If there's
belt.
you got the belt. You can give me the belt and I will do it.
Hell no.
All right. All right. Don't touch the acid thing.
Yeah.
All right, I'll get out of there. I'd probably, since I saw light through one, I'd probably go investigate, the rest of them, see if there's any light coming out of these other ones
Sure.
as well.
All right. While you're poking
Just to know if
around,
they're worth going through.
is anybody else doing anything else around here?
I'm going to investigate the door once more, just to see if there's anything that we missed.
Yeah, I'll probably go to that door at some point.
You guys.
I gotta look back at my session
Oh,
one
Belgar's
notes to
just
see
spelled
if
like
I put
that?
it down for the
You what?
doors.
Max, you're not. Go ahead and give me an investigation check, but this is going to be a tough DC.
One that I will not be able to handle. Please, please.
Nat 20. Oh no.
Yeah, it's as we've said before, there are a few markings on it, no obvious handles or anything of that nature. Des ID'd some really old elvish markings on it, but that's about all you're able to figure out so far.
Interesting. I'm gonna push it.
It opens. No.
No way.
I don't think we tried. I don't know that we tried.
We did. I think we did.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
That's
you
it.
guys pushed it, tried to like lift it up, messed with it a little bit, and weren't able to make anything happen.
Have we pulled it?
Max, maybe it's a pull.
Orson
that.
did
I
none of
tried
these
it.
things though. He was busy turning on all the braziers.
That's right.
Flame on.
Flame on.
The only thing, real quick, all I was going to say is that what Theo is doing is trying to be spending the majority of the time or whatever trying to understand the orb in the center. Possibly, even asking Dawn if there was any kind of jogging of memory and things like that, or like if she recalls any kind of like activation, like what Unriot would have used and everything like that to teleport out of the ruins.
Yeah, she as she's been re-socialized a bit, she does seem to have lost a little bit of her nervous energy, and traveling with you all has helped quite a bit. She says, no, he spoke of this thing familiarly, almost as though it were a part of himself. It was a connection that I never quite understood, and not one that he spoke of often. But when he did, it was with a tone of protection, as though this thing must be guarded at all costs. Whatever that meant, his life or whatever needed to happen. But we never used it to travel anywhere. That was done in one of the rooms to the north.
All right.
So that changes.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose that raises the question: do we want to? I only have a few more days of rations myself. I don't know about the rest of you. Unless we go hunting, I can't think of us being able to last here for more than probably a week.
Yeah.
We need to rest for sure. Get a good rest in.
Agreed. I'm just saying, what do we do after that?
I have 9 good berries left.
I have 3.
I've been eating other rations.
I have 5.
Maybe we can
I have
hunt.
11.
We know Vineweaver survives around here. Not far.
Calder, welcome back.
Good day.
Y'all's in the fortress. Dez is alive. It's been 6 days. He respawned the day after he died. You are currently clearing rubble out of a passage.
There you go.
Trying to
Orson's-
get to him.
What?
No. Orson sent you to clear these rocks because you have the belt.
Oh,
And you complained about it, and I said that you could give me the belt if you want me to clear it.
And then you complain about that.
so you guys are just playing me as a complainer?
Corey played you. I don't know.
Blame Corey.
We could see light. We could see light coming. We could see light coming out of there. So Horse is like, too heavy for
Oh,
me.
not to interrupt the stream. Really quick. It's storming really bad out here, and I had to walk outside to a section of my house that is not like there's no entrance from inside, and I literally fell into a hole waist deep in the snow.
Oh my god.
Like waist
my
deep
God.
in the snow. Yep. I am cold. My feet are frozen. All of my stuff is soaked. Yep.
Wow.
Method.
Anyway,
because
sorry.
it's like
Yeah.
snowy and cold up here too.
100%.
Yeah.
I was like, look, we're climbing the mountain. I gotta get into character here. Let me go out there and
There
play
you
in the
go.
rain.
That is some meta acting right there. That's great.
No.
Yeah, I'm method. I'm hardcore.
Method, thank you.
gold,
Method
Yeah,
acting.
I'm a regular old Shia LaBeouf,
method.
apparently.
You
I might
guys
pull a tooth out, you know. All right.
Then you guys saw when you guys entered this base.
Oh yeah.
Snowman is 39 inches tall. Des was inside one of them.
Yeah. He couldn't get out. It froze around him at one point.
You almost died again.
They were all staring at the door, the entranceway.
Oh, I didn't think about the ramifications of the practical joke going that far. It's like, oh no, each one of those is one of me.
Oh my god. Like actually one of him.
Oh my god.
So he had nothing to do, so he just built snowmen around.
Around his corpses.
Oh my
that's
god.
terrible.
That would be so bad. Oh my god.
After I look at all this stuff and we chat, and at some point I'd like to see if we can take like a table and potentially like, I don't know, somehow put it as like a door, because we don't have a front door anymore. Try and get the draft down in the front.
That's so right.
Yeah, the door is pretty wrecked. Yeah, there's enough wood and stuff here. You could like take one of the doors off of one of the bedrooms and like jerry rig that into the front door slot. But yeah, you're able to secure this to get rid of that draft a little bit. There is still an open hole to the sky above the sphere. But it would be easy enough to like put another door here or something to like try and contain the heat a little more.
Perfect.
Are
perfect.
we staying here?
Well, we're at least gonna rest.
Yeah,
We were just discussing that as you came back about how long we need to stay.
Have we made any
Investigate,
ground on the
pick
teleporter?
We learned this is not the teleporter. We learned it's to the north.
It's in a room to the north, so it's in here, but to the north.
So we
So
need to figure out how to get through the door.
Right, so keep clearing that rubble, buddy.
Yeah.
Because that's potentially an entrance to the north of the room. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm now seeing for the first time the map is bigger than the rooms we're in.
Yeah, Sam.
It's bigger on
It's
the
wide.
inside.
Okay. So, does Dawn have any insight into getting through the stone door? Have we tried that route yet?
We didn't ask her about the
I've
stone
not
door.
asked her about that.
Not in a hot minute.
Maxwell tried to get through it, but we didn't ask her.
That might be a good. I'm digging rubble.
She replies openly to everyone, since Calder's not there, that
How is she becoming the villain of the party?
she doesn't like you.
Metal all the time.
Scrap metal comment.
All of a sudden, I'm letting villains live. I'm insulting people's sentient weapons. I'm complaining all the time. What is going on?
She said,
I don't know.
she says, no, that's never a passageway that I went through with Unriat. I'm not sure what's behind there.
Something good, that's for sure.
It's a dragon's horde.
There was a small shrine behind the large boulder here, but I don't know if that's accessible anymore.
Trying to who?
Oh.
The shrine was to, I think it was Viari. Let me double check that.
Dang it, I don't have those open.
I mean, that's a massive boulder. We're not moving that thing, right?
Calder can. Whatever strength.
I don't even know.
Yeah.
It's 3 squares wide.
Story chamber. Box passes.
All you gotta do is just get it to tip over a bit, and you got it.
So it falls on our resurrection sphere, and we
and
are
then
out of
we can never
lives.
respawn ever again.
Yeah, it's
who
it's a
had-
shrine to Viari.
Who had Desert Cittern?
We Max
We
did,
gave
I
it to
believe, and we gave it to him.
Okay, it was returned.
I did.
I thought we handed it to him. I don't remember.
Yeah,
He has it. It's
It
fine.
doesn't
or
really
Des
matter.
has it at this point.
I will
It
take.
was given back to Des.
I will take the robe of snakes. And Robert, I need you to reply to my Discord DM.
I did.
Oh, you did? Oh, well.
I'm also, what did we decide about our bodies? Are they still around? At some point, I would get somebody to help me drag them outside, maybe.
I
I put it.
think
I
you-
put
I
it
think
in
you did that
chat, but
already.
we buried him.
Yeah.
We took
Oh,
them
that's
out.
right. That's right. We did. You're right.
Yep.
Yeah.
But we didn't get the bear out, right?
The bear corpse is still
Yeah.
in here. It's in the main room, like right here.
Let's get rid of the bear corpse.
Well, but if we're going to do that, we should probably move it far away from the cave, so that way we don't attract scavengers.
Well, maybe we want scavengers, then we could hunt them. It's bait.
It's actually kind of a good idea.
I'm a city man. I don't know. I've never hunted. I make pots.
Well, and so we need to address the question again. Should we, spend the day Should we spend the day resting and recovering, and then get to work tomorrow trying to unlock the northern part of the caverns, or of the ruins here?
We don't have a lot. We can only spend one more day here, maybe.
It's a half a day's.
Hope
It's a
to
half a
make
day's.
it back to Throom
Well,
in time.
again,
You
I
have
was saying
about
that, I'm sorry,
5 weeks until the trial.
Yeah,
We
but
have-
Right, but we know that the guy is going to kidnap someone.
Correct.
yeah, and that could happen very soon. Like, I think, how long was the travel
I mean, we
from
could
where
be
we
we could be
encountered
late
them?
already.
No, it was they needed like a week to travel back there.
It's been
Well, I know, but
it's been about 4 days since you had your fight with them. So at best, if they left, they would like just be getting to Throom now.
what's his name's fast, Marty. He's quick.
Well,
He could triple move.
there's no way we can beat them to Throom at this point. We already knew that.
Well, maybe
All I'm
one-
saying is that I think we need to take Orson's advice and rest. Spend a day resting and recovering our strength.
I agree.
The day after, and then afterwards, the strongest of us, or we can potentially split ourselves up to send someone to Elishore, or send people to Elishore to see if he can help supply us with more food. We will not last on this mountain more than a few days if we don't secure more food. But I think our smartest idea would be to try to find this teleporter in the ruins. But that's my 2 cents. 2 coppers.
Sure.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, I'm pretty fatigued myself, so it would really help if we could take it easy for a bit.
Balder?
Okay, so
I don't
plan is long rest, regain your strength a little bit, and then set to finding food and digging out this teleporter, hopefully.
Yeah.
Well, because you had said it's a half a day's journey to Elishore.
Yeah.
So if nothing else, we can convene with him and see if we can't barter for food and stuff like that.
Honestly, while you guys are hunting and bartering for food, I will probably stay here and work on clearing the rubble like nonstop. Try to get some of these. There could be food stores initially we had found food stores in here that were still pretty good. There may be food stores in other rooms. I see like multiple areas I could try and open up.
Well,
Yep.
Well, then in that case, why don't we long rest? First day we can, we all pitch in to help, and everything to try to dig out, get some more work done. Because I don't want to leave you alone, Calder. I don't like, as we were talking about earlier, we split the party once and it did not end well. And I don't feel right if we can avoid it to split the party again.
I mean, you're just down the way to Elishore, and if the cavern's sealed, there's nothing to be afraid of. And
And the last time,
I kind of wouldn't mind some time alone.
and the last time that we left this cave, there was a large wolf on our way to Elishore.
Was there?
Hmm.
Yeah, there was.
Big white wolf.
I
You
intimidated.
scared it away. Yeah.
I don't remember that. Yeah, we can all clear stuff for a day. That's fine.
Okay.
right.
So you guys regroup. You take a long rest. Everybody
Long rest.
check off one.
Yes.
Finally.
Check
As
off.
we're sleeping,
Just a second. Check off one good berry. And you can all remove 1 point of fatigue. 1 point of fatigue and 1 point of strife, I believe. Is that correct? Is
yeah,
it one of each?
it both
Both
go
tracks
down.
by 1. Yeah.
yes.
Oh.
As we're sleeping, I'll find a point in the night where I assume the party's mostly asleep, like super knocked out, and I'm just gonna pocket the Rakdos right knife. into my pocket
Okay.
and
Whoa.
over the long rest.
That's interesting.
Okay.
To be clear,
the God Killer knife.
that's the evil one that Dawn said, "Don't touch that thing." Correct?
Yeah.
See that?
And it imprisons souls in it. I think that's the cooler part.
It's-
Yeah, and then after 5, you can like kill a god with it or something, right?
You can
instantly kill
if it
someone
has
at 75 hit points or lower.
or less. Yeah.
I don't think Dawn said anything about this.
No,
It
no,
was
no.
Theo that said it was evil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Theo's
We
like,
are not
"Don't."
taking that knife. Yeah.
As it is, I don't like the knife. I don't like the other evil knife that we have.
Two
But they're
evil
so
knives.
good.
And they're always
You can't
nice.
just leave.
Oh wait, that's right.
Just a
Alignments don't
tool.
exist anymore. Sorry.
They got rid of a. Is it really?
No,
Is that a
there's
thing?
there's still technically a thing.
Oh, okay.
okay.
I'm sorry. It's anyway, yeah. There's no evil races or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Oh, sure, yeah. No, inherently evil.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we make any progress clearing rubble?
So who all is clear? Is everybody clearing rubble?
Yep.
And
Yeah.
I am.
place yourselves by the passages you're trying to clear.
Orson is going to be the typical
well-
dad, and he's going to be the foreman. All right, boys.
Good. Why don't we stack that over
no,
here?
You're not holding it right. Yeah, lift with your knees, with the knees, not your back.
I think we should clear this room first.
Can we separate by boulder
yeah.
size?
No, I mean, we either side, both sides of this hallway, up and down. I think we should clear this room.
Well,
Like,
we know for
I
sure
think
that it's to the north. We know for sure the teleport
Yeah.
is to the north.
yeah. So I'd say
disappeared.
here.
You
So we'd want
yeah,
to clear that first.
Theo and Dez, you guys got drug off.
Oh, I was about to say, I thought I teleported to like another
Oh, that's right.
Where do you keep going? Why are you going up there?
dimension. I can't move.
When
my
he
character.
moves, it's sending him backwards. It was
Yeah.
doing that to me the other day.
Oh,
You need to
weird.
reset your thing.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Weird.
Yeah,
That
it
is
does
true.
that sometimes.
I love watching all these little mouse dots
Oh,
bouncing around the screen.
Yeah,
Do it again.
great.
They'll just keep bringing you back.
No, I want to go away.
I don't think the stream is refreshing here, so I'm gonna refresh
Oh,
that. Give me just a
no.
second.
Not the stream.
No.
Oh, it's white. Wow.
And we're back.
There we go.
Okay. Okay, so you guys are working on that passage.
And I'm willing
Yes.
to commit spells
Yeah.
too. I have Thunder Wave.
What the?
Trouble will be helping.
Pushes things 10 feet away.
Pushes things 10 feet away.
Well, it says each creature in a 15-foot cube originating from you must make a con save. On a failed save, a creature takes 2d thunder damage and is pushed 10 feet away from you. So would it work? Oh, in addition, unsecured objects that are completely within the area are automatically pushed 10 feet away from you by the spell's effect.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
will
We
kill
have
it.
no idea what's on the other side of this. You could be breaking stuff. Maybe there's like, there could be like kegs of wine in there that you just throw
Fine.
rocks into. If we can't be
it's-
You
destructive,
could collapse the cave.
you could
could
collapse the cave. Yes, you could.
All right, go ahead and give me everybody who's working on this tunnel. Give me an athletics check.
Oh, I have a
This
minus
will go
one.
great. Natural 20. Oh.
19 minus one.
Ooh, all right. So with the three of you working, the way I've got this set up,
Dez doesn't count.
Yeah.
he's picking up the
does.
appropriately sized rocks.
He's like standing on a boulder. I'm like, Dez, you gotta move so I can lift this up.
You just pick it up with him.
Oh, I'm surfing.
So with the three, or with all of you guys working together, you spend a day and are able to fully clear about the first 5 or so feet of this passage.
Oh my
Um,
god.
It's a lot of rocks, and as you are pulling some out, more are falling in spots. Some of them have to be broken down so that they can be like wedged out from in between the other rocks. It's tedious work, and I'm assuming you're not just like taking all of this and filling the room behind you, that you're like lugging it out or stowing it away somewhere a little bit. Let's see. Hi, reveal. That's what I want. So you
I was
are
gonna say the scrap would be like a lot of the as much of the rubble as possible. I would want to make sure that we take it out of the cave entrance and everything, kind of just like off to the side or whatever,
sure.
but still nearby, just in case we're like, hey, we need to close the door or something like that.
Yeah, sure. You guys start making a pile outside of the cave a little bit. All right, so you're about that far in. The day closes. You guys rest. Do you want to, or I guess you rest, mark off another good berry if you please. Are you going again with the same thing the next day?
I mean, I think it's important to try and get the teleporter open. That would
Yeah.
be my vote.
I agree.
Orson's gonna, I know we didn't want to, but he's gonna venture out somewhat close as he can to see if he can find any food outside the cave.
Remember to disengage if it. Don't even risk it, Orson.
I'm fast. Don't worry.
I know.
All right.
Run.
He once caught a rabbit with his bare hands.
That
It
is
is.
true.
Okay, Orson, why don't you go ahead and give me a survival check? See what you're able to pull together out there.
20.
White
20,
wolf.
nicely done.
Nice.
You, as you are, you're lightning fast. There's not a ton out there, but you are able to find enough small game and berries and things. You catch up with a rabbit that's darting through the snow and thought it was hiding. Not so much. You find enough to feed 3 of you for the day, and spend your day hunting and cooking and prepping food and stuff.
Great.
The rest of you on the tunnel, go ahead and give me a round of athletics checks.
Okay, 15.
That's 12.
Nicely done. Okay, so again, the 3 of you are, or the 4 of you are working your way up this tunnel, and as you get to the end of the day here, you can start to see into this room. I'm gonna say with there are a bunch of stones and stuff in here, but I'm gonna say with that you're able to get in at some point.
Whoa! That
Thi-
looks sick.
This is what you uncover in this passage. So as you come in, as you enter this room, there are there's a table in the corner that looks like it had is like a what am I trying to say? It's like a display rack kind of that has broken and fallen. The structure in the middle is some sort of contraption. Then there are runes carved into the ground, the stone ground underneath it in a circle, with a large interlocking ringed rune across the middle. The thing to the bottom right looks is kind of like you know the postcard holders at stores that like rotate, and they've got all the columns of cards and stuff.
Like a lazy Susan.
Yeah, lazy Susan for postcards. It's like that, but looks like it held a number of glass spheres similar to the one that Orson picked up in the study. However, it has tipped over with the rocks coming crashing down, and most of the glass orbs are shattered. As you're looking through it, you find a couple that are still fully intact. And Des, as you're poking around at that, you note that each of them has a different little symbol or rune or something on the bottom, and it looks like there's something inside these glass spheres as well. You're not sure exactly what it is. Yeah, so that's what you find in here.
Okay, this is a question. Where is Dokanthiel on the map? I don't see it.
Dokanthiel is not on this map. Although Maxwell, you are quite familiar with this elven town.
That's where I heard it. Okay.
Spanning, it's kind of a bridge city, spanning the length on both sides of a river from your home in the Frozen Isles.
Yes. Day's journey north through the forest.
If Orson's back and saw those other orbs and noticed that Max found that, is there a mark on the orb that I picked up earlier?
Yes, the one that you are holding, Orson, is the Dokanthiel orb.
Oh, that is the Dokal.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Sorry. Got it.
So I guess can I, with the help of like Maxwell and Des, roll like an general intelligence or arcana? Like, I just want to spend time trying to understand how this thing works, like break it down scientifically, if this is in fact the teleporter.
Sure. Yeah. Go ahead and give me an Arcana check, along with anybody else who wants to help him.
This looks like the room that Unriat was in, right? The memory that I
Yes,
got?
this does look like the room Unriat was in.
You add Calder and Dez's together, right?
Yeah, that's how it works.
For an 18.
It's actually multiplicative.
Well, in that case,
81.
that don't count. That doesn't count. It was for the lulz, but it was terrible.
Yeah, Calder and Des, you guys can kind of you're piecing it together, and everything that's been said makes sense. But Max, with the assistance of your vision, you know exactly how this works. There are little sections in the runic circle on the ground that are just about the size of these glass spheres, and you can tell that if you were to place place your chosen sphere in one of these little spots, it should theoretically take you to that spot.
We get back. That's the real question. Well, I had a memory about this just now. And I saw Unriat placing one of these spheres into these little slots here, and then it ended. I'm assuming that he went somewhere. But Orson, that sphere that you're holding, that orb, I think it transports us. It can transport us to a place really close to my hometown. Which may not be the best place to go to, but if you're looking for adventure, then there it is, right?
I am. Are any of the orbs for Throom?
Looking through that book and trying to match up the symbols that you're finding on these orbs with what little detail is left in there, you do find one for Throom. You've got the one for Dokanthiel. and there are 2 others that are not identifiable according to the book.
Oh,
We should
real
just go to a
adventure.
random one.
Real adventure, my friends.
Real adventure.
So, a quick question. How do we know that it will teleport all of us?
Speaking of, I found in the journal in the other room, it says something about only one at a time. Let me pull it out here. One at a time. We don't need more fell guards. I don't know if it refers to one teleport. Speaking of, what was the name of those runes again? Right off.
Oh, the ones on the wall?
Feud guard.
Feud guard. Okay, okay. Feud guard. So I don't know if this means
runes on
one.
the wall.
No. So I don't know.
Speaking of runes, actually, it's pretty obvious here with how Spartan this room is in particular, and being wood instead of stone. As you're in here, you notice that here I will, I guess, draw. What color are we going to make this? Let's make it yellow. You notice that there is a faint line of sigils all the way around this room. And as you're looking at it, you note that it actually continues out into the hallway, into this other room.
What?
Yeah.
Shoot.
Interesting. So if we keep following it, does it go like into this room?
It does. It goes all the way around the northern
I want
edge,
to follow it the whole way.
all the way up to this wall, where it stops. It reappears on this wall, continues on. It lines the exterior of pretty much the entire chamber.
Oh shoot!
Continues
okay. And then goes
around
back out.
on this side.
It's gonna chase it down.
Let's see, where else have you guys visited?
Damn, it goes everywhere, huh?
Yeah.
Definitely been in the bathroom. Hit that up right
I
away.
forgot that was the bathroom.
Didn't you see Orson run in right away and go in there when we got back?
Corey, I was wondering.
It's his medication.
Yeah.
I was wondering, if we still see the same light on now since we're on the other side, or if we can assume that the light is from this room and not some.
You can safely assume that the light was from this room. There are 2 little sconces that are magically lit in here.
Okay.
Pick the right tunnel. This other one's a lot longer.
Yeah, that's the suspicious part.
Well,
Right?
should we try and use this to get back to Throom?
But do you need to rest before we go? Anyone? We spent the whole day. You guys spent the whole day digging. We spent the whole day hunting.
I mean,
Well,
is it time of the
I'm
essence?
fine. I didn't really do much as far as digging. I just stood on top of rocks.
I'm just assuming that if we don't rest, we're gonna have to take either.
Well, if it's evening and if it teleports us directly there, we can rest there.
we don't know where it takes us.
We should probably rest here. That's a good idea.
I don't want to waste another day.
Well,
What if a 12-hour difference, an 8-hour difference is the difference between stopping them from kidnapping this Throom official?
What if it already happened, and we teleport into a room and we die?
Then we'll be right back here.
Good point.
look,
You go
I
first.
feel like we're just gonna go sleep by the time we get there. So it's no difference either way. At least we're going in there fresh instead of going in there not.
If I were to
knowing
arrive in
and
Throom
tired.
right now, I would not go to sleep. I would go directly to Lieutenant Alon,
Captain.
Captain Alon. Yeah, her. and relay this information. If we wait another, the whole point of digging all this out, all this hard work that you demanded I do, I just,
Demand.
is so that we can get to Throom as quickly as possible. Why would we wait another hour if we could, or another minute if we could be there right now?
I'm just saying, I don't think we know. Dawn, I know Calder's in the room, but do you know how this works or where we may end up? You ever been to Throom, besides with us?
The name sounds familiar, but I'm not sure. All of the cities blend together after so many years.
Fair. Do they? When you did teleport, did you end up in a safe place usually?
Yes, usually.
Was there a way to
Some-
get back?
No, not really. It's
Walk back.
it's always a long journey home.
Got it. Des, have you gotten all the tools that you need, weapons and armor, and
Yeah, I mean, I feel
take what you
ready.
need from here?
I'm a bit fatigued, but apart from that, I should be good.
Right?
One question that I have is that why did Unreal need to walk down the mountain when he had teleporters that could take him everywhere?
Well, because Unreal would often go to. Oh, why am I forgetting the place? Feud Guard. Unreal would often go to Feud Guard, and Feud Guard was like this whole town or city or place. So I
Well,
assume he just walked to Feud Guard.
that's what I assumed, but is there a special reason as to why he couldn't just teleport to Feud Guard, or like was there something on the way, or was there a special reason as to why he had to go to Feud Guard instead of?
Maybe he didn't have teleporter. Maybe he didn't have crystals to get to every location.
I saw. Oh, well, yeah. But I did see him use teleporter at least once. Maybe, just if I remember properly, I think this happened. The rocks came in when Unriat was here. That's how he died. He was
We
the
found
one
his
with the rope.
body, didn't we?
Yeah,
Yes.
under the big boulder. Where was I going with that? I forgot. So he definitely had access to the other orbs that were here before us.
I mean, we know that he teleported. Dawn told us he teleported often.
But just why walk to Feud God?
As Theo said, maybe there was no teleporter to Fugard. Maybe he wanted to stretch his legs.
Well, the better question too is where did the gems come from? What created them? Was it him creating them? There's lots of mysteries here. Correct.
Well,
I think the biggest mystery here is why we haven't teleported to Throom.
Well, hold on. I think
Hop
I
on
need
it,
to
Calder.
sightsee for a quick second.
okay.
And I'm just gonna go and walk over to, in our loot document, it says masterpiece painting of great dragon curled possessively around a sphere. Looks like
Those are-
mountains and waters, maybe Illustera.
That's the one in the bedroom, I believe.
Yeah.
Right. Is that? I've seen a dragon in my visions before. Zalfiria. Did that look like Zalfiria?
No, it does not look like Zalfiria. You recall from your vision, that dragon had like these crystalline protrusions. They were kind of like the stony and crystalline dragon. No, this looks like a massive red dragon.
Oh, okay.
day.
and after Des had gotten equipped, Theo would have been like, "You left that dagger alone, right?"
What dagger?
The evil one.
What evil dagger? I have no clue what dagger you're talking about.
How can
Okay, good.
dagger be evil? Do we have another dagger that
Who knows?
another
Theo's got feelings
item
about
that talks?
metal.
I mean,
All right.
Well,
yes.
to be honest, I don't mind staying a couple days extra. I'd like to see what's in the other rooms. Just curious is all.
Orson?
I'm utterly shocked right now. Getting back to Throom and warning them was like this hot commodity, this priority that we all had, and now we're just tossing. We have the chance to go there instantaneously, and we're gonna ignore that to explore this place more, a place we can come back to anytime when we're not under time sensitive matters. And
Ostensibly, we can, yes.
It just takes a long time to come back.
No, I understand, and I don't disagree with you, Calder. Orson?
Back to Throom, I'd say. Do we all need to go at once?
As I said, I really don't think we should split this party once again. We must assume that it's a one-way trip. We must assume that we can only go to Throom and we cannot immediately come back, and it will take weeks for us to get back here.
No, I understand Throom is safe, though. If Max wants to stay a couple days, he could teleport in 2 days.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Well, we have no
Okay.
clue how it looks like on the other side, so I feel like it's best if we all go together. I wouldn't want to split up the party and somebody be left behind like I was when I died.
Yes, we got to work on your stride.
Stride, that's funny because he was trampled.
You keep bringing that up. It's a thing with you.
Were you the one that trampled him? Have you ever trampled someone, Calder?
I don't really want to talk about that.
Actually, would you feel comfortable staying alone for no more than a day or two?
If anything happens, I'll just come right back. So
I don't feel like that's a good idea.
I'm not saying it's the best idea. I do, but Calder.
I don't like it.
Get back to Throom.
I don't
Agreed.
like it one bit. I think we should all go together.
Orson, I can tell by the look in your eye that it hurt to admit that I was right.
It just doesn't. Surprise! It doesn't happen often,
Understood.
from my experience.
Well, what if I leave Pebble with you, and then, before I go to you guys, I can vamp him back and, see where you're at. And it's like a locator, something. I don't know.
That doesn't do anything for us to make sure you're okay on this end.
Well, if you die, what happens to Pebble?
He goes away.
No,
There we
I don't
go.
think he does. Oh, that's me metagaming, but I don't think familiars do go away.
I think they do.
So what you're telling me is
I have no
that
clue.
you can pull him back whenever you want, but also if you die, he disappears. So when he disappears from us, we won't know if it's because you pulled him back or if you're dead.
Well, you'll know in time. I'll be there where you're at, or I'll be
What
right
time of
back
day-
to where I was.
What time of day is it right now?
Interesting. Familiars don't die, or don't die when the caster
Wow.
dies. That's
didn't
interesting.
know
I never
that.
thought about that.
Yeah, crazy.
At the you guys spent most of this day clearing rubble and Orson hunting and cooking and stuff. So it's the end of the day here.
All right, I actually have a way to solve this right now. I think the most important question is, how many orbs do we have with the symbol of Throom on them? Because if there's only one, then we all have to go right now.
Well,
Oh,
no,
my.
that or the stone remains.
The stone stays.
Yeah.
The glass, yeah, but the glass orb, we don't know if it's destroyed on use.
I doubt it.
I don't think it
I
would
would-
be.
Think so.
That's like
How
a
do we
really
know? We don't-
impractical
we-
way to teleport to places. You have to make a whole stone just to destroy it.
We're not making stone, these glass orbs.
Was there one in the
consumed.
teleporter, Corey,
Mm,
when we walked in?
Oh, that's a fun question.
that's a great question.
There is one in the teleporter at the moment.
For where?
Disprove theory.
Well, if I would have known that, I wouldn't have had the theory.
That one is also for a rune you do not find a match for in this book.
Chances are it's okay because they left one in here. You probably used it, and that was the last place they visited.
I only have one more question for you, Maxwell, and just what do you hope to gain by staying here for any more length of time?
I mean,
I mean, at this point, you have to understand that you are losing the muscle to help go ahead and remove any more of the rocks.
I think I did perfectly fine when I did it myself. I just hope to get some answers for this cave. It brings us back to life. It teleports us to places, and then here's a door that's forever sealed, I guess. So what won't it?
Maxwell, what's
Tomorrow
the
evening
rush? What's the-
Curious. I figure that if you guys go, then it's going to be done
Is-
anyway. So
Is your curiosity more important than the lives of those we seek to save in Throom?
That's a tough question. I mean, when you say it like that, I guess not. But just doesn't
So
feel
then,
pressing to me.
Let's get, and I agree it is pressing, but what's more pressing are our curiosities of what's going on or saving these lives.
I don't know. To me, I need to go save Keith. Unfortunately, he's stupid grandson. Getting himself into trouble.
I'm going to throw myself under the bus here. I'm going to look over to Theo, and I'm going to say,
Theo, how did you feel when I wanted to pursue this physical item?
and I'm going to, like, knock on my belt.
Over saving Dez's life.
When did you not save Dez's life?
I had a choice of which thing to pursue, and Theo helped me understand. Look, I'm a lot of things, and there's a lot of things I'm not. One of the things I am, though, is a quick learner, and I see the folly of my ways in chasing my curiosity or material possessions over the beauty of life itself. And to me, our curiosity cannot outweigh the need to pursue what it is we're pursuing and to warn Throom.
I
mean-
think.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Well, I mean, it's different when you have strangers involved and then someone that's with you, right? To be frank, there's a reason why we're here. There's a reason why we've been revived, and maybe I don't mean to say this in some sort of way, but maybe we're more special than just some random strangers, right? So putting Dez versus an item and your curiosity, to my curiosity, and you guys already doing what you're gonna do, right? To save Keith and those people. It's not the same. So I mean, I just think it wouldn't hurt to be curious, and I'm just curious, and I just want to know. So
Do we know how to work this thing?
That's
I mean,
the other question that we.
Corey, I actually wanted to ask, from my previous roll, could I, of my Arcana check, could I have ascertained that the orb stays?
Yeah, seems pretty clear that the orb does stay. The one that was on the teleporter was in one of these little gaps in the rune. Um,
Okay.
yeah, and you can see actually, as I'll say with that 20 as well, you can see where kind of the edges. So each of these glass orbs has a flat bottom, like a paperweight, and that rune is etched into the bottom of it. You can see where the bits that touch the edge of the glass of that rune like connect to the bigger pattern of what's carved into the ground. So yeah, it finishes the pattern essentially, and probably activates whatever's going on here.
You guys didn't know Corey actually sent me one of these.
He teleported it.
See?
Teleport over to you.
I agree. I do not like the thought of splitting the party again. But this is as safe a place as any. Maxwell, would you concede tomorrow evening at the latest sunset?
Hold on.
I mean,
Hold on. This, I realized earlier when you talked to Theo about not wanting to split the party up. First of all, I don't know why we're suddenly changing our minds on that. But secondly, it struck me like a bolt of hot lightning when you said that. If I were to stay here alone and clear these tunnels out, what did we encounter the first time we were here? Not only the bear, but a jar that turned into some kind of creature and slain us. If Maxwell succeeds in opening another tunnel, who's to say what's on the other side of that tunnel?
Was that what you were planning on doing, Maxwell, is opening another tunnel?
yeah.
Okay, then I rescind what I was saying. No, I want you to go with us. I thought you were just talking about the one we've already uncovered in the runes that are already there. I think it's a poor idea for you to to do that by yourself.
Well, when we found the other creatures like the bear and the elemental, we didn't have all these flashy items, and I'm pointing to my robe and my staff or my wand, I guess. So I think I'll be fine. And
Maxwell, do you notice how none of us have gone back into that room to take care of that acid monster, even after we have gotten all these flashy items, as you put it?
yeah, well,
I'll tell you what, Maxwell. I'll tell you what. You go over there and open that jar and fight that creature by yourself. You survive that, then I will stand down and agree that you are capable of opening every room in this forsaken cave yourself.
well, frankly, I don't want to lose time. Don't know when I'll get back. So
I agree. I'm in this. I agree with you, Maxwell. I wish we had the extra time to spare.
I also agree. I don't want to lose time, and frankly, this entire conversation is a waste of time.
And again, we are also ill-equipped to stay here much longer. Even if we were to get more help, even if we were to ask, even if we were to get help from Elishore. I can never remember because I remember Elf on the Mountain Shelf, but I don't remember Elishore.
Theo, to Maxwell's credit, if he were to stay and we teleport to Throom, the four of us can leave all of our food with him, so he can be here longer potentially.
I mean, I believe I have at least a week's worth of food with me, so I think I'll be fine. And if I need anything, then I'll just teleport through him.
How are you so sure you can use it within a week? How are you so sure you can use it within a month? We don't know the extent of this teleporter. We don't know it at all. I mean, we could. I think, the best way to know that information is to leave you, Maxwell. But I don't think it's wise to leave you. I don't think that's a smart move. So that's
Corey, would I ascertain that there's like a recovery period for these orbs or no?
I'm going to say you are unable to determine that.
That's fair. Well,
Look, at
We
the
can
end of the
only
day,
see by
I believe
testing, but how risky is that?
at the end of the day, as much as I want to argue with you about this, Maxwell, I do believe in free choice and free will. If you want to stay here alone, you can, but I am teleporting to Throom this evening.
Right, but what I'm saying is his free will is gonna get us four's loot and equipment stolen if we die, and we're just gonna appear right back here with nothing on us. He could be
I
the
mean-
difference between our life and death.
I don't disagree with that, but we can't. You want me to tie him up and take him with us? It's
I
his choice,
think-
and if he's stuck here for a month, here
Right.
for a month because the teleporter won't work after we go, then look, I'm realizing more quickly than ever that actions have consequences and decisions have ripple effects and repercussions, as we've experienced with Keith and that situation. And to be frank, I've made some decisions lately that will likely have ripple effects. And listen, I think it's Maxwell. I think you should go with us, but at the end of the day, you are a grown ass man and you can make your own decisions.
All right, let's all go. Let's go now. Everyone on.
As Orson says that, I'm gonna step onto the teleporter. First,
Max, we need-
I'll remove the ball that's currently on there without
Can we all-
on it.
Can we all get
I
on?
will put that somewhere safe where it can't be broken. I will grab the crystal ball for Throom, set it into the slot, and then I will
Yeah,
wait
can
to
we-
step.
We should all step on at the same time.
Can we pick this thing back up? Will the postcard thing stand back up like in the other corner?
Yeah, you can pick it up and move it. Yeah,
Yeah, we'll put it
the
over there.
damage from the
Nice.
stones falling is done.
Safe thing over in the other corner.
Listen, everybody stand around the teleporter. We'll count to 3 and we'll all step on it. And Maxwell, if you don't step on it, that's your choice.
well, I think it should only be one at a time. So maybe
Well,
hold.
they brought the good. I know, but they brought the good point. What if it recharges
Right.
and only one of us
Right.
goes?
What if we put you on there then? You'll be able to get here the fastest.
Why does he need
Alone?
to get here? We
Absolutely
need to get
not.
there.
I
That's
can't
easy.
climb the mountain.
Well, that's a suggestion. Sorry about that.
You
yeah,
just said we need to be there, not the other way around.
And the rest of us stuck here.
Let's just
Okay.
go on the teleporter and see what
Yeah.
happens. We have no clue.
Everybody,
Let's just go.
Take my hands.
I'm gonna grab Orson's hand and Dez's hand, and I'm assuming Dez is gonna grab Theo.
Count of 3.
Wait, one more, Maxwell. Every morning and evening, wherever we end up, I will be checking for your presence. If you take the teleporter, make sure you stay put, unless it's obvious where we went.
Just come with Max. We'll come back. I promise.
Yeah, we can always just check it out later. I mean, I don't know.
Listen,
Sir.
if you get bored in Throom, I'll just stab you with my greatsword. You'll be right back here like
Okay. Death is not so easy as you see it. I've died more times than you can count, Calder.
Des, it was a joke. It was a joke. I'm just
It doesn't
saying,
matter.
Maxwell,
Just because the joke doesn't relieve you of all the
Just,
terribleness of the joke. Come on, Maxwell. I mean, Calder.
all right,
Hey, we've all died here, all right? So
Just
just
step on the
chill.
Yeah. Nobody's died by being abandoned by their teammates. Just saying.
No one abandoned you, Des.
Oh, I was abandoned. I was abandoned very clearly.
That's right.
All right,
Orson,
let's go.
Orson did run. All right, everybody. 1.
Hey, I was told to run.
I'm gonna
3.
pull everybody onto the teleporter with me.
I hope it does nothing.
And Maxwell, are you going or no?
I'm gonna stay.
Okay.
Oh my god.
The other 4 of you are going.
Yeah.
We step on the teleporter. What happens?
White. You were all
Okay.
All you
dead.
see is white.
Okay. No, you you set the glass orb down on the teleporter at the center, and you see it connect to the rest of the lines in this rune, and they start to light up and path their way out. And the four of you holding hands all jump on together, and there is a flash of light. And Maxwell, standing back for just a second, as you're watching this happen, there's just this burst of light up from the runes that kind of engulfs them. But as you're watching this happen, as they kind of start to fade, their entire vision just sort of starts to vanish. The opacity fades to nothing. And as they're doing that, you see a fifth face kind of like circling around this light here that you see for just a split second. And it's just like swirling and spinning and moving all around. And then they are all gone.
Male or female face?
The orb remains on the teleporter, and the room is quiet and empty with you just remaining there. The four of you, as this light engulfs you, you suddenly become aware of this presence that's like just swirling all across your bodies and in and out, and like sniffing, and like its head is like upside down and it's spinning and looking at all of you, and it's got these like massive crazy eyes, different than the creepy thing that was chasing Maxwell around, and he's just like, welcome, long time to see Belgar, welcome. And as you are tumbling through this void of light, all kind of spiraling around each other, blasting through this tunnel, there are like stars and darkness and like all stars all around you as you're flying forward, and you feel you feel your bodies like stretching and pulling and intertwining and like mingling with each other, and Felgar is right there amid all of it. You can feel him just like oozing his way through you, and all of you sort of cohabitating, as it were.
Oh my god!
I didn't go. I didn't go.
Could have said something.
I said only one person.
I said one at a time.
The light fades, and you find yourselves sort of just floating in this inky, cloudy space for a second. All of you sort of like attached at weird angles. Like Orson's hand is stuck inside of Theo's arm. Calder's head is like attached kind of crookedly, and amid all of you is this like drooling, slavering, hairy creature that just says, "It's been so long." And we're gonna end the session there for now.
No, wait. Okay, hold on. I want to clarify that I'm gonna teleport, and I made this decision when I said stay, so I'm not trying to metagame. But I want to teleport right after they teleport, but I want to ask the orb a question first.
Okay. Let's sure. Let's ask the go ahead and let's ask the question, and then we'll have you teleport and we'll call it there.
I want to go to the orb and just like put my hands on it and just try to talk to it and be like, what's Felgar? What does that mean? And then just Felgar in my head.
Sure. Felgar, you see as you put your hands onto this thing, you see it just cycling. The stones all around, except the ones you're touching, keep spinning faster and faster. And the light from this stone kind of flares and pulses in a weird pattern, as though it's trying to remember. You get just a brief little flash of this old dwarven man. You see him sleeping in a well-appointed bed with a painting of a dragon looking down upon him. And you feel as though you're looking at it from the point of view of an extremely old individual. Someone very learned and patient and thoughtful. And then the vision fades.
What? That's what? That's so
Now
interesting.
teleport,
Question.
buddy.
Oh yeah, now I'm gonna teleport. Yeah.
Okay. So you repeat what they did. You remove the glass sphere. You place it back on, praying to the gods that it lights up again. It does. The teleporter activates. You step on and pass through, and find yourself in a dark and dingy room, mostly stone, filled with all kinds of odds and ends, upturned chairs. Looks like a storage room of some sort. Alone.
He went to the room and oh my god, this is exactly
Hilarious.
why
Ends up
I
alone.
waited. No. Okay. Okay.
Well, you guys are dead.
We are
all your magical items are in the astral plane now. All of them.
not even. They're in some other plane.
Probably the astral plane. I'll go get them myself. I'll go to the.
I checked out for a moment, and why did we think that teleporting together was a good idea? Why did we ever think for a moment? And why did the fuck did I let you guys talk me into that shit? That's bullshit.
No, what's funny?
No, I kind of checked out. I checked out for a second. I was like thinking about something else and everything, and it's like, God damn it.
Oh my god.
What's funny?
I didn't. If Corey said something along the lines of "we shouldn't teleport together," I was not here for that.
I read it aloud to you.
Eric flat out said it. That's the whole thing. I'm like, okay,
I read it out loud to you when
I
we
didn't
were
know that
standing in the room.
pertaining to the teleporter.
Oh, we didn't either.
It's okay.
We didn't either.
It was
But
next
I
to an
love,
orb.
though-
It had an orb as a paperweight.
What I love though is that since we revive, Corey can legitimately kill us here and it'll be fine. Like the normal DM would be like, oh, you guys meld together and then happy fun times. It was a lived experience and then you guys figure the way out. But then now we can actually die.
All your magical items are gone.
well, you don't know we're dead. We don't know.
We don't know, but we can die. That's
Your
very much
body
a
is in the
possibility.
astral plane.
Oh fuck. Okay.
We don't
All
know
right.
where we are.
I don't know, man. I gave you the
The cistern's
information.
lost forever.
I thought that was pretty. That was it was tied just close enough to it to let you make a mistake if you felt so inclined. All right. Well, I hope you guys had more fun than Theo did at the end of this here, spending your evening with us. Thank you to Syrinscape above VTT for helping us put this game on. If you enjoyed the stream, come follow us on Twitch. Sub if you're able to. That's awesome. Check us out on YouTube. Come hang out on Discord. We're on all of the places. We will be back next Wednesday, the 1st, I think. Yeah, next Wednesday, the 1st, for D&D. I think we're going to be on tomorrow evening for some video game time. Probably on Monday for like a Q&A hangout and probably unpack some of the crazy shit that happened tonight here.
Yeah.
But yeah, until then, we remain your unseen servants. Have a good night.
Bye.